You know what? I was so surprised about the year of the Great Awakening, 2012 for you. I didn't know that you lost your voice.
Oh, checked out. Gone. In fact, I'm trying to think of a...
I mean, when we say, like, back to the beginning of the interview, when you're a baby coming out and you're clearing your throat and the doctor's like, she's either going to be a singer or a smoker, and you truly are a singer, the thought of losing your voice, I cannot imagine for you right now.
Terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. I remember my MD, Tracy, at the time, praying over my voice. We were at Essence Fest and I had to go sing, and I just remember, how am I going to get through this? And I literally only believe it was through prayer, because my voice was checking out at 30 minutes. I could not I had to use every muscle in my body to sing those songs. Now, I sing big ballad songs.
Yes.
They're not for the weak. So it was anxiety inducing every time. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was going hoarse. I went to see several ear, nose, and throat doctors, and they were all like, your vocal cords are fine. So
that makes it even scarier.
Scarier, because you're like, what is this?
Right.
And it was only one doctor that was like, what kind of a year have you had?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
And I feel like this isn't what a doctor usually would say.
No.
Right?
No. It was two doctors, actually. One doctor asked me how my year was going. The second doctor, who referred me to all the ear, nose, and throats, he was my doctor in New York, an incredible doctor who was very familiar with many entertainers. And he had gotten me through so many, unwell moments before. So he just said to me, he was like, I'd really like to refer you to some Eastern medicine. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I think what's happening to you is energetic. And at this point now, because physical, they've already told me, you got a clean bill of health, nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I literally just moved across the country. I'm heartbroken as all hell because I just got out of this long relationship that I was in. I thought was going to last forever.
Yes. I remember.
And I was like, I'm starting over, and I'm getting ready to put out a new project, and I feel completely depleted. And more importantly, I have no spiritual or faith grounding. I'm going and I'm working and I'm pushing and I'm going and I'm working and I'm pushing, and I'm not grounded. And that was my wake up call, to be like.
And you trusted it, because someone could think like, oh, what's that really going to do?
No, I think it was time. And I think people always ask, like, how did you find your road to spirituality, or like, how do you find that grounding for yourself that keeps your mindfulness and wellness? Like, that was my moment to arrive there.
Right.
And I had to get the thing that would scare me the most to be taken away from me.
Damn.
My voice.
Yeah.
God, the universe was like, hey, you're not paying attention to what you need to be paying attention to. That is your word. That is your energy. That is your body.
Your wellness.
Your wellness. That is who you are around. That is how you say no. That is how you set a boundary for yourself. Everything that you think is finding you and challenging you, you are causing it. So you need to start being more accountable for how you show up in this world. And it literally was like, I'm going to, and I believe this, and some people watching or listening might be like, nah, girl, you just, no. I can only explain it as spiritual because I had spiritual and physical reactions on this healing journey. And so once my voice started to go, I was open to anything that was going to get it back. And I was like, and this was someone I trusted. So
how did you find trust, though? Because that could be, you could be weary about the situation.
I think just who I am as a person, I've always been a very spiritual, intuitive person. From a young girl, I've always felt very gifted, psychic, clairvoyant, very connected to things greater than myself. And I think in that time, on that journey, what I was being called to recognize is you cannot do this without faith and grounding.
Right.
And you don't have it. And you don't have it. You have success. You have people around you.
Sure.
You've got fans. You got people who know your name.
Nice bank account.
Nice bank account. You got a nice place in New York. Like, you doing it. But do you have the real wealth of life? And I didn't. And that's what led me to have to believe, like, if you're going to live in your greatest purpose, this has to be a part of who you are. And that was my wake-up call immediately.
What was the Eastern medicine that brought your voice back?
Acupuncture and Reiki, energy healing. Yeah.
I hear about this and I'm always like, does this work? But clearly it does, because your voice came back.
Oh yeah, it came back. And the craziest part is I'd gotten a call to go on tour with Mary J. and D'Angelo. And I just remember being like, how am I going to do this? I don't have my voice. 3 sessions of Reiki, 3 sessions of acupuncture and chiropractic treatment. And I was clear, and I performed 3 to 4 times a week for 6 weeks. No problem.
Have you gotten any work done on any parts of your other body? Like, other parts of your body at all?
Oh, I'll do acupuncture. I'll do cupping. I've done energy work on my whole body. I'll do soul retrieval.
Do you feel like it works?
Oh, 100%. For me, 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna join you.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
gonna join you.
I would love to share with anybody who
Yes.
is interested, because I feel like those are the types of things when they find you when you're ready, and they resonate with you when you're ready. When
Yeah.
you're resistant and you're not open,
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You have to be open to it. And I'm going to tell you, like, when I first went for the Reiki healing, the woman, I'm laying on this table, and even though I've always been kind of like open to alternative
Sure.
medicine and healing, I literally was laying on that table with like one eye open, like, let me really see what's going on here.
Where are the
Like,
needles going?
Where are the needles? Come on, acupuncture. Okay,
Right.
she's got she's saging energy. She's a very spiritually blessed woman, so she's connecting to what she's feeling energetically in my body. And a lot of the stuff that she was saying was coming from past life things that she was picking up on energy. And the things that she was saying, girl, I don't know. I ain't never lived any of these things in this life, but the tears that would flow out of me on this table, uncontrollable, that I was like, what's happening to me? And I surrendered, and I was like, go, let it go. And she literally did this work over my throat, and I started coughing. Physical, this is what I'm saying, and crying and coughing and crying, and everything inside of me was just like, are you acting, Melanie? And I was like, no, Melanie, I'm not acting. Like, fighting within myself to be like, is this real?
Right.
And I just had to be like, this is real. Look at what's happening to your body.
Yeah.
Like, go with this. If this is where it brings healing, go. And so I just continue to allow myself to go, and I found healing in it. And so I've maintained the sacred belief in that for me, that anytime I feel out of sorts or I need a reset, I know the tools I can pull and call upon to bring myself back to me, And I think that that's something that I encourage anyone to find.
Right.
I don't care what that is. Some people, it's church.
Right.
Some people, it's meditation. Some people, it's exercise. I don't care what it is for you. You have to know what that thing is that helps you hit your reset button to be your best self. Mm-hmm. And you got to know when your stuff is off. You got to know self-awareness and accountability and pattern. You have to be able to recognize this within yourself, because if not, you will continue to find yourself in the same situations. And I knew for damn sure I never wanted to find myself the place I found out when I lost my voice. Ever again.
That's wild to me.
Very wild stuff.
So she was telling you things that you never experienced, but you just connected to
just
for whatever. It could have been in a different life or whatever.
100%. Yeah. Just
wow.
Yes. And that sounds crazy to some people.
But that trauma got removed, hence you getting your voice back.
It is so deep. Energy doesn't die. It doesn't die.
Yeah.
It doesn't die. And it's very real. And I think that sometimes we think you hear these stories of these kids, babies, children talking about, oh yeah, that was the building I used to live in.
Right. And you're just
girl, you ain't never lived in this building. You're just, oh, in Chicago. Yeah, that's where I used. And you hear these stories and people just are like, these weird phenomenons. No, I fully believe
absolutely
that energy doesn't die, and people and spirits, and we are
yeah,
that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. But that reset, do you feel has helped you as a mother? Do you now know how to, I need a reset? Do you know how to have those moments where you got to take care of you so that you could be the best mother possible to your kids?
110%. Yes, absolutely.